they face being a large person.
Yeah. Is this also showing how those who supposedly are quote unquote trying to help are, you know, kind of adding fuel to the fire?
Yes, we do. There are three types of women. One woman, for instance, wants to do it through diet and exercise, but she doesn't get much support from the people around her that should be surrounding her.
Yeah.
One woman will go get the surgery, the gastric bypass, and how she drops weight dramatically, and how that affects through that purpose. She sees who's her friends and who are not. And the third woman is one that's more accepting of herself, but she's going about it away, but she's more accept. She won't let the world get her down the way it has been. And I just wanted to let these women talk. I think it was time for us as plus size women to talk and have a voice. And I'm thinking about that. So those are my three characters.
Now you're all probably wondering why I called you here.
Hell yeah, you dragged us out in the middle of a stormy night. What's wrong with you, fool? And why did you want us all in black?
I'm setting my scene.
Good evening, UNSPC Wolf Squadron. This is your Wolf Commander Wolf 10. I'm your werewolf. Tonight we're having an impromptu stream talking about how best would one treat their goals, how to set them, how to pace yourself on meeting the goal quota, and what expectations to set upon yourself when it's either you're looking for that best job, that best career. If you're an artist, if you want to do good art, if you want to be a writer, you want to write really good, or at least whatever it is that life goals. So we're just gonna wing it tonight. So, think of it as a relaxing, chill stream of us talking about our goals or any goal advice that we can possibly give to you guys, those that are watching. But before we start, let me announce something real quick. One of our anime spotlights, the Soul Bianca spotlight. Oh my goodness. I've been like really like checking out the views on that one. Jesus, it's at 314, guys.
Wow, congrats to you. Yes.
Hey, don't get excited because it ain't nowhere near the Van Helsing stream that we did last year. Was it last year? It was. I'm gonna say it was no, it was the year before that. Anyways, that man, that's still at the 1,000. And our Street Fighter stream is 81. Streams, man, we're actually doing something right with these streams here and there. Hell, the leader stream is 59. And funny enough, the Soul Bianca one has received a few comments here and there for those who are familiar with that anime, of course. So yeah, just letting you guys know that's happening. That's been happening lately.
Well, congrats to you. Take it as a win.
It's one of the, I would say it's kind of like one of the highest viewed anime spotlights we've done.
Excellent, which means more people are going to find out about Soul Bianca, which means we're well on our way to getting the OVA finally completed.
Looks like your anime streams are your most popular streams, so you're getting an idea of what draws your audience in.
Here and there. We're working with it. We're working with it. Man, Black Trilogy got 73 of all the trilogy reviews that we've done so far.
Well, because Men in Black's awesome.
Of course.
It's very popular.
But anyways, who wants to start this off?
Well, okay. I guess I will. Coming at you live. Coming at you live.
Wait. Damn it. See, I'm off my rocker today. I forgot the damn introduction. And you wait your turn. The ladies go first.
Okay.
Coming in a little later than everybody else is the lovely Lady of Valor, Leia plus size.
I don't know how to say you put that, but good evening, everybody. This is Leia plus size, your lovely Lady of Valor. Thank you all for joining us today for this stream in which we are going to talk about goals. Now, you know us, we're a little bit out of the box, so we might get wild and crazy with it, but we hope that we give you some fond advice after you're done with it.
You know what? You know who we're missing really? We're kind of missing Trooper FN2525.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, his loss. We have the Bear of the North, Eloise Dawdle.
Hello, everyone. How's it going?
And there she blows.
Lurs she blows.
Well, since you opened your damn mouth, we have the Warrior of Light, Final Fantasy Fan 12.
Greetings, YouTube viewers and fellow Final Fantasy fans. This is Final Fantasy Fan 012 here, and welcome back to another live stream of the UN Space Fleet Wolf Squadron. And today we are going to be setting some goals here because, as said by the sniper in Team Fortress 2, professionals have standards. Be polite, be efficient, and have a plan to kill everyone you meet. Well, minus the kill part, but, you know.
Next to him is the guy who arrived way before everybody else. Is the Schooner the Tuna, Schooner Tuna.
Coming at you live from a secret government facility buried deep underground. This is Schooner Tuna. And with my other co-pilots here, we are going to help you guys, hopefully, how to set a goal, how to really see the value of your dreams, and to shoot for the stars. And let's not waste any more time. Wolf? Ooh, very nice. Look at that.
Support a growing artist, please.
Well, there you go. Actually,
If you don't like Patreon, I have subscribe stars as well. They're linked in the damn description. You should see it by now. Unless you're on your phone, I'll give you a pass on that one.
actually, Wolf, that's actually perfect to segue into this. A goal that you should set for yourself. One goal is just like what you did. You set up a Patreon account. You're starting to show your drawings, and that's one goal of getting your stuff out there. Sometimes you just gotta. One goal you should set for yourself. Sometimes this works for a lot of people. Is stop planning and start doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing you got to do. You can have plans and stuff. You can have plans. I'm not just saying don't not plan, but sometimes you get so stuck in the planning stage, you kind of just stagnate and enter into your own personal development hell.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know how long certain development hells can last. I can only say from personal experience that this is what helped me. Because I was sitting there just writing. Sometimes you got to just say, you know what? It's time for somebody else to read my stories. I need an editor. Here, tell me what you think. And don't be discouraged if they say, I don't like it. Press a little bit. Ask, okay, what didn't you like about it? Give me some constructive feedback. Then when they tell you what you want, then go back and you fix it. And then you say, okay, what do you think? The goal is to not give up. Keep going. Try entering contests too. Figure out. You can just look it up. I mean, it's easy. You just go to a search bar on a website. Writing contests in my city, in my area, stuff like that. And then start applying for them. If you have money, sometimes most of the contests have an entry fee. But if they look for, then you got to type in. But if you don't have money and you don't want to pay for an entry fee, look up, okay, contests in my area that don't have an entry fee. That kind of stuff. The point is, you just got to if you want to get your stories out there or your work out there, you can't sit around and just make a plan. At one point, you just got to get off the pot.
Yeah, I agree with Scooney. You have to, I know for me, when there's several different goals, but when I wanted to study acting at the drama school that I went to, I got tired of dreaming about it. I said, it's time to make things happen. I got to go ahead and just take a chance and do it. And that's what I did. And I said, okay, what do I have to do? I'm going to sign up and I'm just going to go. But I didn't want to be one of those people that sat around and just daydreamed about it. I wanted to make it happen. I got tired of doing that. So I said, when the opportunity availed itself, I took it. So that's the step number one. Step number one is you do have to be proactive. So if you've got something you really, really want to do and you don't know how to do it, you have to take the steps to do it, whatever it is that you choose to do. Now, for instance, for me, my situation was a healthier lifestyle, because last year I got a bad health report card from the doctor. I wasn't happy with it. So I knew I was going to have to make some changes. But I took it in steps. And then I set a realistic goal. Maybe for some people, maybe it's 50 or so many pounds by the end of the year or something. I said, for me, I'm going to go 25. Well, it may be a low number, but it's more attainable for me. And then I said, once I hit that 25, I'm going to set a new one. So it's not going to stop once I hit it. I have something to do better each year. So you just have to set it and say it to yourself, but also you have to find the tools that you need to achieve the goal you want to reach. But you got to start first.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much. It's even pretty much how that kind of started. Pretty much with me when I was trying to first write a story, if I ever even wanted to be a writer. Because of course, whenever with writing, it always starts off with the idea. Because, okay, whenever you would be a writer, you would always have a source of inspiration, even though there is a saying, inspiration is a muse. Because some people who are writers on the daily, like J.K. Rowling or Neil Gaiman, someone like that, they would do this as more so of a job. Some would even do this as more so of a hobby to express themselves, or just do this as their work because they love writing some of the stuff, like me. So then, of course, with Light and Darkness, as said every time, yada yada yada, being inspired by Final Fantasy 1, of course, as most of my fantasy works. But then, of course, I would always announce future projects in mind, because that's always the idea. And when not only just like, here's the idea, not only just like, here's the idea I would like to show you, but you would also like to be settle with your ideas even when it's a future project. Like the generational story that I did that I showed you guys a few streams ago, which are based on the 9 knightly virtues. That's a future project. Someone said, I think it was BGC that said that wanted it to be full on sci fantasy, though that is a future project, because I am even having a future project of a sci fantasy similar to Star Wars, that of the Star Wars extended universe, because of how much I've loved Star Wars since I was a kid. I mean, haven't we all? I mean, I trust many of you have seen Inception, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
You know what this movie's actually about?
There's many different theories.
Wait. Final, I need to say, are you actually trying to get us to analyze a Christopher Nolan movie?
No, I'm trying to.
We are literally going to have an entire stream if we're going that route, because you could draw so many different conclusions. Like, for example, for me, I've always felt that Inception was always really about a man who just had to go to the bathroom.
That's basically what I'm trying to say here. I'm not saying not to analyze a Christopher Nolan movie, but basically what, going off what Oz was saying in the Night's Watch, in the Lightyear stream, or not Lightyear stream, the Lightyear video where he brought this up. Inception's actually about making movies, at least with how Christopher Nolan makes his movies. I'm trying to remember most of the cast here, because
Leonardo DiCaprio, you got
Leonardo DiCaprio. I think he was the director of this. He plays as the director. I think Tom Hanks was in there.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
He plays the actor because he plays so many faces. I'm already searching this up right now because I hardly remember any of the cast.
I get what you're I know what you're trying to say, because there is a theory that goes around for a long time now that almost all of Christopher Nolan's films were about movies or show business, or how to make movies and show business in a very very abstract way. Although Christopher Nolan has recently come out and said that this is not the case. However, but what's funny is that, would Christopher Nolan really tell the truth? Come on.
Yeah, because he's very
Yeah, he's very secretive. I mean,
subtle
even
with this, because he's not like, oh, we're not gonna like. Here's the idea, like, but it's like being subtle about this, because that's the whole point of Inception. Is getting the idea through the human mind. That's always the thing about
Mhm.
Inception. It's the
Yeah,
single idea of the human mind.
yeah, and
Because we
that's
see pictures more often than not with words, because that's always the magic for movies.
yeah. And that's the thing with movies and conveying a story too. I mean, even you can even make the argument that the first season of Westworld, which was by Jonathan Nolan, Christopher Nolan's brother, is about not only writing stories but what stories tell us and stuff like that. Just the first season, not the rest of the show. The rest of the show was terrible.
Yes, I felt the same way when I saw Inception. There were a lot of theories about what the devil is this movie about. But Scooney, I felt the same thing. I think he was trying to tell us about the process of making a film, or script, or a story, and that's the idea.
At least like how he does it, really.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, because you have to know this, there's always a little bit of the artist in their work. That's a given fact. And to any of you,
one of my favorite artists of all time, Will Ryan of BA Games. He's best known for writing nerdcore music, mostly for a lot of indie games. Bendy and Nick Machine, which he did about 4 songs. Yeah, about 5 songs on Bendy and Nick Machine, and about a ton of songs on Five Nights at Freddy's. But he is very well known on making his own original stuff, like Flash Drive, which is an album song that's about colors, and he's remastering it now called Flash Drive SSD, which he released 2 songs on this, like Blue, which is a remaster about this, Gold, which he did in loving memory of his like grandma, may she rest in peace. But he's remaking this entire album, and sometime by this year, and he's very well known with his original content that's pretty popular called Iris, which is basically about the process of his work and his time of making music and his time as basically as an artist.
Yeah, you're right. I want to get you back to what you were saying about goals, but every artist does put a lot of themselves in their work, whether they're a writer of a novel, a screenplay, or a director. You can tell that it's a lot of them in the story. As I told before we went into broadcast about the idea I have floating in my head about a play about these 3 different obese women, but already there's a part of me in each and every one of them.
And then go ahead. Sorry.
I'm trying to think of another film where somebody wrote several different characters, but they were all reflection of the writer. I can't think right now. So you guys would go on, but I can't think about it. It was a story, and I think the writer, he wrote several different characters, but they all had a distinct personality, but they all reflected every part of his personality. But go ahead, Final or Scoonier. Go ahead and continue. I don't want to side rage.
Well, just relating Christopher Nolan back to the story of goals. I mean, like you said, the story of Inception was, what is Christopher Nolan trying to convey in his stories? He's trying to present an idea, but he's not saying for the sake of, but he does know he's a filmmaker at the end. Okay. So he has to know where the message he's trying to convey ends and where the movie, the entertainment needs to begin. So of course he needs to have a story and a goal set, because like I said, all of us artists put a little bit of ourselves in the story, but the whole point is to know when the artist needs to separate from the art. The artist, and you got to, because this is the sad truth, okay? And this is a goal this is maybe people a little hesitant about wanting to set a goal for themselves, especially artists, because to let your work go out there in public domain and for people to see, you must be willing to open yourself up vulnerably to be scrutinized. And that's very hard for a lot of people. But if you want to reach your goals, you've got to be willing to be scrutinized. And I'm not saying take all the horrific jabs that people take at you, because you got to remember, your audience can be very cutthroat, and sometimes people just will be mean for the sake of being mean. But you got to be willing. You can't address those types of people. Don't ever do what the studio did when addressing Backlash. listen to the backlash or the criticism and say, okay, try to do better. But don't you ever go out there and say, well, it's your fault you didn't look at it properly, because that's not what art is.
Yeah,
The artist,
don't be Zack Snyder.
don't be, oh my God.
Yes.
I hate, okay. Snyder is such an a-hole. I mean, don't get me wrong. His films can be visually striking, but Snyder's
But
greatest
where are
enemy.
the colors?
Yeah, Snyder's greatest
And
enemy
why
is.
are all the characters so angry and spunky or howling and scowling heroes like he did with most of the heroes?
Well, most of the hero. Okay, first off, Snyder was perfect for Watchmen because that's his style and his forte. But you do not give him Superman or Batman.
Agreed.
You don't.
Exactly, because they're just now all just howling, scowling heroes just from yearning lower standards. Where's all of that? Where's the personality? Where's the fantastical elements in this?
Exactly, and that's
gutted them all out so much. The colors are so dull.
well, and that's the thing, is that that's not Superman. That's a Snyder Superman. So I call him. Oh, look, it's Snyder Man.
I agree with both of you. One problem is, you're right. Where's the color? Everything is depressing, gray. The posters are not inviting. The posters, again, I hate to keep bringing this up, but look at his poster, even though Henry Cavill's Glass of the Eyes, but look at the poster for him in Man of Steel, and then look at the poster for Donner Superman. Man, you got the bright colors and Superman flying, fist forward. Fist forward. It's inspirational, but this one, it looks like he's going to a funeral. So it goes back to what you say. It's Superman and heroes are not to be. You are to be inspired and lifted up. You're not supposed to be sucked down. And Snyder is not the man to do that. He needs to do the stories, as you say, like Watchmen and 300. That's where his forte is. So that's where he needs to go. The problem what he did with that is that he tried to turn Superman into what he think he is, and not present him as he is.
And I'm also going to say this, just to bring it around too, is that also the fault lays a lot with Christopher Nolan as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because Christopher Nolan was doing Batman at the time, and you need to know this. He had a lot of pull in the.
Not Nolan. Not Nolan.
Not Nolan.
There was another hand at this.
Well, there was also another hand at this, but
not Nolan.
But Christopher Nolan actually was the reason.
David S. Goyer.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
But you have to know this: Nolan had a lot of pull because The Dark Knight had just been released, and with The Dark Knight's success, because it was a massive success, I won't deny it. Nolan had a lot of pull, and it was because of Christopher Nolan we never got George Miller's Justice League movie.
Agreed.
Which probably would have been a fantastic film. Maybe not.
We had never even got another Batman show. Originally was pitched by CW, but yet that's how he got Arrow.
Yeah. Well, and that's another reason too. It's because he did, and that's why we never got a Batman featured in Smallville. It's because nobody wanted to put Batman on the small screen, and Nolan was insistent that he was going to do a vision of Batman, that he didn't want anybody else doing it. And he had a lot of, and originally he was apparently going to stick around to help Warner Brothers launch the DC universe, but once he was done with the Batman trilogy, he left. He just said what he had to say in order to get the last Batman film made, and then he just washed his hands of it because he doesn't want. And he does not want to go back to DC Comics.
Yeah, because I didn't think he would even do Justice League, because his whole thing with how he did Batman was a bit more in a grounding setting, at least grounded with how he would make his movies, because his movies are always setting in Chicago, which is not Gotham, but still. And I don't, because when you have Batman so much in the groundedness...
I will say this, though, about Christopher Nolan, relating back to the topic, is that he stuck to the goal that he wanted to stick with. He wanted to tell a Batman story the way he wanted it, but unfortunately, he...
Humble. Let everybody know we're live.
No, okay.
But do you think that to the fault of Christopher Nolan, and you guys can chime in if you want to, going back to goals, I think he did more damage because you got the dark, but where was the hero?
Exactly.
I mean, he painted the Dark Knight as some sort of deranged, tragic psychopath, and that's not who Batman is. So I
No.
always had issues with those films. I always had issues, but I saw them myself. I saw all three because everybody was in love with them, and I kept saying, "What?" I kept coming out of it like, "What am I missing?" Because I'm not in love with these the way everybody else is, and I think it's because where was the hero? The hero wasn't there, and everybody's like, "Well, he's the hero I can relate to because he don't have any powers, and he goes out in the street and whip butt and all that." And I said, "Wait now, wait."
Man, put me in the fucking same room with those bullshitters because I can tear that shit down in seconds.
Well, and that's the thing about Batman, and that's the unfortunate problem that we've actually had from Batman since really the Tim Burton days. I mean, the
No,
'89
no, right? They say this about Batman that the fact that he's just a human being. I'm like, so is everyone every bit one of you motherfuckers. Yet you guys can't do no fucking martial arts or zip line or even fucking drive a souped up power car. Are you? But here's another thing I want to ask: are you guys fucking rich?
Yeah,
And would you guys spend all that money to make that suit, or even like really? Is that all you can say? Is that he's human and you guys are human? That's why you relate
yeah.
to him.
Batman's literally
Can you relate
Batman's
all I
to a
literally
hear.
rich man?
God incarnated as a man.
Yeah,
Because that's the fantasticality of DC Comics.
Well, and if you really want to be technical, if we're basing him off of a Greek mythology, he would be considered a demi-human or a demigod or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. Getting back, the problem with Batman for a lot of different.
We gone way off topic. We need to get back into
Oh yeah, we
to
need
the
to.
individual.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
need
let's
to
get back.
get to.
Yeah, we'll
we
get back.
need to get back to that.
Well, we
Fine.
can list a negative about goals and credit to what credit's due to our one of our listeners, BGC Artificer, for sharing the video in Ishi's Discord about how not to talk about your goals all the time. The more you talk about your goals, the less inclined you are to complete them. You're a legend in your head, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You become a legend in your head, and the more you start speaking about your goals day in, day out, you expend too much energy just talking rather than doing. And going back to what Square said in the beginning of this stream, stop planning and start doing. Sometimes you got jump headlong. You got get your teeth cut into what you're trying to do with your goals.
Important lesson for any artist out there: you are never going to get it right the first time. Never.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Okay, there is no masterful plan that's really going to get you. There's really no plan that's going to get you to the level that you want to be. You want to be Christopher Nolan? You can't. Okay, be yourself.
Mhm.
Don't be like Christopher Nolan. What worked for them may not work for you. You can try their methods, but that's the whole point. Don't stop trying. If it didn't work, don't give up. You got to just try another try it your way. Do it your way. And if it doesn't work, change your tactics. That's what you got to do.
And if I agree, if I may say, going back to this, and I'm going to stay on it. And Final, I want to go back to a point that Final made about the artist separating from the art. That is one of the, and also I would say, if you admire someone, look at their successes, but also look at their failures. One example to me would be George Lucas and the prequel trilogy. The reason the prequel trilogy failed was because everyone around him did not criticize his work. They just said to him, yes, do whatever you want. This is George Lucas, do whatever you want. Nobody sat down and said,
yes.
He surrounded himself with, he was surrounded by yes men. And
Yes.
look, I mean, he did. He was surrounded by yes men, yes women, and they're still doing it today. Big shocker there. Am I right?
Yeah. I mean, at least the prequel trilogy was still honest of what it was trying to do by George Lucas is trying his hand to expand the Star Wars universe, albeit to explaining the origins of Darth Vader.
right.
Well, And
And
here's the thing. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Leah.
and it could have worked. And I think he even said at some point to people, why did you tell me this was not working? Why did you tell me not this was not working? As an artist, you want to appreciate honesty from people you know are going to be honest with you. Don't take it as, oh, they just don't want me to be successful. You want the most honest comments you can get, because maybe they see something that you didn't see. And they say, oh, I never thought of it that way. You don't have to change it, but you can analyze it and you can decide whether or not to go with it. Go ahead.
And even another thing too, setting goals also means challenging yourself.
Absolutely.
And
this
to challenge oneself,
even when you're trying to gain a lot of muscle and strength.
Yeah.
And how you would do this, you would have to go through a lot of discomfort and pain. In fact, take some cold showers when you do that. And it has to be cold. Make sure it's always cold, because your vessels in your veins would actually grow a bit more thinner. And plus, you'd actually get a bit more attractive skin once you do that. Plus, it's also related to weight loss.
The point is, you gotta challenge yourself, and it's hard because it's hard for a lot of people. Discipline.
Absolutely.
Sometimes, see, for me as a writer, I decided to challenge myself. I said, all right, every day I'm going to write 1,000 words. It doesn't matter if it's bad or if I don't like it, just write 1,000 words and then go back to the work. I mean, because if you want to write great stories, you got to be committed to writing. And sometimes it's hard. You got to force yourself to sit down. You got to look at that blank screen. You got to fill the blank screen with words. You may not like how the words come out. So you say, okay, I got to go back and edit. But if you and it doesn't matter if you're there for hours on end. I mean, yeah, you could take small little breaks. Don't kill yourself. But I'm saying you got to set the goal. It's just 1,000 words. And then you suddenly realize, okay, hard because you wrote 1,000 words one day. Then tomorrow you got to write another 1,000 words. And then suddenly you realize you're writing 1,000 words and you can now write 1,000 words easily. Then suddenly you expand to 2,000, then to 3,000. You know what I mean? Just set those little goals for yourself.
You want to get the idea down. You want to get the idea and the thought down while it's in your head. You've heard many stories about writers that keep tape recorders by their beds because either they will have a dream that will inspire them or they'll wake up with something. So that's a good idea, Scooty, is just get the thoughts down. Don't worry about the spelling, sentence structure. Just get the idea down. And if you like what you got, you can always go back and mold it to what you want it to be.
Yeah, there are also people who keep notepads like on their person. Like, you ever see those little notepads that like detectives would have in the old noir movies? People should get that too. Like, one day you're suddenly walking, you have an idea, you just pull that out and start writing. But there's also,
you're the poster child of building up your goals. What would you have to say to add to this? Well, you probably were going to just now. I'm sorry about cutting you off there.
It's fine. But that's also why we have notes on our phones. But I guess, since our phones are connected to the internet, we kind of get distracted by things. Well, I mean, people get distracted by things.
That should be a goal in itself for everybody who's listening to this. Eliminate your distractions, or at least find what's distracting you and move away from that as best you can. It's not an easy feat, by the way, because addiction can be a bitch.
One of the things that I struggle with is like when I set my alarms, like actually like doing the thing that I set the alarm for. Like, I have like a bunch of alarms ringing like with these random notes on it, like wake up and I still want to go to sleep, or like you have this appointment at this place, you need to start traveling now, and things like that. And sometimes I'm not ready. So I mean, it's a struggle when you're not organized, but like over time you start like adapting. But I've kind of like gotten laxed on that, and I really need to get back on that, like actually sticking to what I set out to do that day.
It's one thing. Another thing to point out: the first step is always admitting that you have a problem. As people have always say, admitting that you have a problem. But that's usually where people stop at. That's the issue right there too. The problem is that They know they have a problem. They admit to it, but they don't want to commit to it, to fixing it. I mean, and we always talk about New Year's resolutions and all that stuff. Now that's right there is a chaos in itself. When it comes to the whole New Year's resolution, especially now that we're like what? How many months in on this year now? How many
Six,
months left?
7, 5. Let's see.
No, we're 8 months
September, October,
in.
November,
We're
December.
Yeah,
8 months.
8 months in.
We're 8
Yeah.
months in, and how many more we got?
Well, okay. September, October, November,
4
December.
months.
4 months. Yeah, we're 4 months.
Yeah, we're 4
Yes.
months left in this, and hope you guys have
Man,
thought of your New Year's resolution at this point, and damn sure it better not be the same thing as your last New Year's resolution. Because we
It's-
know if you making that same as New Year's resolution, you ain't getting nowhere with that shit. You better think of a new one. You got 4 months.
I was thinking, like, does anybody even remember what they did in 2021? Because I can't.
Aside from me graduating high school at that time, no.
I was still
Yeah.
working.
Or no,
Movie
that's also
theater.
when I got started with Light and Darkness.
I was
Good
still
for
working
you.
at the movie theater.
I think I was. That's when I randomly decided to just like spontaneously quit my job and just like go and attend.
You know what?
Go,
Just for
go
setting
and
goals.
attend go and attend the trade school. And now
Mhm.
I dropped. I'm essentially a dropout now.
Well,
Oh,
just
God.
Eloise, just to expand on what you were saying about New Year's resolutions and stuff like that, just like what you were saying, Wolf, setting goals is almost like your New Year's resolution, only every week.
Yeah, you
Because
don't have
The
to.
thing with goals though
Whoa.
is that too many people set like these long-term goals instead of setting short-term goals, because the way it works is you have to set like small goals,
I didn't
and
sing
then
this time.
over time you build up to like
Better
an
not blame your
overall
headache
goal.
on me.
Like there's short-term and then there's long-term, and I think too many people either think the short-term goal is going to immediately get them to that long-term goal, or they confuse a short-term goal with a long-term goal. Like it, I think people like struggle with like instant gratification, and I know
Yeah.
Mhm.
I struggle with that too. Like,
yeah,
You don't have to wait till New Year's. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me so I get back to you. You don't have to wait till New Year's Day or Eve to set a yearly goal. My goal for better health came after I left the doctor's office, but I gave myself a year to my next checkup to see if my changes made better progress. And so far, I'm on the right track. But I just want to say you don't have to wait till New Year's Eve. I knew the minute I walked out that door that some changes are going to be made. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. I said I'm like you, Eloise, to go about what you said about small range goals. I started in little steps because I see it as a journey, not a destination, but as a
Oh, yeah.
journey.
Yeah, I wasn't like saying that that about you. I'm just more like thinking back to all the problems that people encounter when they set goals and things like that. And I'm just thinking about that. Like I'm kind of like reflecting on it because I got myself into a mess. Like now that I'm technically in debt, like I don't know how in debt I am. I have to still find out, but like I just wanted to get out of having a cashier, being a cashier, and now I'm ending up back where I started.
But that's okay because sometimes when you goals, it's a journey. It's a journey, Eloise. So it's going to be ups, it's going to be downs. Because seems like you're trying to find, either work or whatever, employment or whatever you're satisfied with to make you happy.
Pick my trash
But it's not.
today.
But it's not
Oh,
the
why?
easiest path to
Because we
do.
want more pay.
Yeah.
Buses on strike when the raising fair.
So you
So
don't.
they can help pollute the air. Boom, 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 boom. Sorry. When you guys are talking
Yeah,
about mishaps in your lives, I was saying about people make the world go round.
that's okay. No, that it goes back to what Ellis is saying. To set a goal means sometimes you have to take a risk, and sometimes those risks may not be comfortable. You may not have the same income that you were once comfortable with or what you're once used to. It may mean you have to change your time or you change your routine. And it doesn't happen overnight. That's why I said starting in little bites makes it easier of
You
a
gotta open
transition than
your
big ones.
brains to the possibilities.
Because once
It's
those
best
swallow
like to
buttons.
start it now than never. That's what I had to learn. Even when I was at community theater, it's best late to do it now than never.
Yes.
I just, I was feeling dissatisfied with like going to the trade school. Like everything we were learning, I was essentially paying too much for it, and I just couldn't continue paying for it. Like,
Well,
That is
again,
true.
yeah. If,
yeah,
if if you're not getting anything out of it,
I mean,
then
I got stuff out of it because now I know where to go, like to find things. But at the same time, like it, I don't know, like the teachers, like I mean, I mean for this class specifically, like I had problems with the software, and then I couldn't really do anything to keep up with the class. And then the teacher just kept on going. He doesn't know how to teach at all. And I was thinking about how
So
I could
what's your
just
new
find the
goal on this one?
information. Well, I think I'm just gonna study on my own. It's kind of like getting certified for IT is kind of like getting a driver's license. And right now, I'm kind of in the middle of
You
getting a
basically
driver's license.
self-teaching. You're
Yeah, because
That's
now that
one
I
way to
know where
do it.
to go, I'm kind of just kicking myself because like I could have done this on my own. Like I could have just like searched it up,
Well,
but I
first off,
didn't.
Eloise, you got to stop kicking yourself because if you kick yourself too much, that's how you hurt your hip. So all I'm saying is no more thinking, start being. And that's really to all artists out there. Think or be. Think or be.
do or do not, as Yoda would say. There
There
is
is no
Absolutely.
try.
try.
Yes. There's
Exactly.
no
Look at
try.
that.
Do or do not. And even when I saw that as a kid, that stuck in my head. Even as an adult, that still sticks in my head to this day.
Yeah.
Or as William Shakespeare would say it, to be or not to be.
And Humble Marty says it perfect. Mark Twain went through tons of different jobs while he did his writing, and he did it not just because he wasn't good at it, but he was also doing it because he wanted to experience things. And the only way, and that was what his stories were about, the experiences that he went through.
And that's the problem with a lot of the writers now, why a lot of movie scripts are garbage, because they're hiring these writers that are coming out of college. They have no experience whatsoever. They're only see. Here's the thing: you can be influenced by your favorite shows and television and movies and film. There's nothing wrong with that, because many artists today, because people don't get what made George Lucas tick. I'm just using him for an example. George Lucas was influenced by what he saw as a kid. He went to movies to see the Flash Gordon films and Treasure Island, and he wanted to write his own Flash Gordon on Treasure Island. He didn't want to repeat what he saw, but he was influenced by what he saw and wanted to tell his own story. Today's writers,
He was a Jungian student as well, because he did study
yes,
mythology.
that too. You're right. That all was the mixture as to who he was. Today they don't get it. What they do is they just repeat what they're seeing. They're not digging into what makes that story work, or what's the history and mythology of the story. They're just going, oh well, I loved such and such and such as a kid, and I binged it 10 times a day, and now
They
I want to
like
make my own.
they just almost like the elements of that, but not any form of the story and the themes of the story elements of the story that they like. Like whenever they mentioned they would like Star Wars, they would say they like some of the lightsaber fights or some of the battles, the little baby Grogu from the Mandalorian or Ahsoka Tano.
Star, I was looking all over for you. I was hoping if you want to join us tonight, or at least some other time when you're free.
Yeah.
Wait, how do you salt goal setting?
She'll have an answer.
Yeah, but
Well,
anyway, but yeah, that's
And just like what Neostar is saying right here, sometimes in order to supplement your dreams, you're going to have to bite the bullet and take the job that maybe you don't want.
Yeah, that's another factor.
I mean, go ahead, final.
Yeah, so yeah, that's all they would mention whenever they would like Star Wars, instead of just basically the very basic theme of Star Wars is basically hope against adversity, as any good hero story should do that. Kingdom Hearts has this, absolutely. Final Fantasy even has this all the time. Many mythologies would even have this all the time.
Absolutely. I wanted Final to finish his statement because he makes a very important, valid point. They don't get what makes a story work. Like he said, they'll say, well, I love Star Wars. Which, oh, well, tell me why you love Star Wars. For the things you just said. Well, the lightsaber fights are cool and all that. And they or tell them, well, why do you think Empire Strikes Back is the best of all three?
They might think of the plot twist with Darth Vader. That's basically that infamous moment. But then they would just go on to say, they would even repeat some of the stuff, even with the newer canon Star Wars, where they would just go, anything that what George Lucas said, which is basically a meme now. It's like poetry, it rhymes. Yeah,
Right.
it rhymes, but you don't repeat yourself. Because, like he said, in that time when he was talking about poetry, that it rhymes, every line matches with the last stance.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I totally agree. And you guys just gave an example again why writing is so bad right now in every medium of entertainment.
That's okay, son. When I was your age, I had stupid dreams too.
Wow.
Really?
You see, that's another thing in goal setting. Avoid people like that who tell you that your dreams are dumb or something like that. If you believe in your dreams, truly believe in them, then you'll know. Then go out and chase them. But
I'm not into guys with vaginas.
Oh,
dear God!
Really?
Really? What was this? We're making valid points
Dude,
here.
it's not our fault you suck.
Dude, no more Attack on Titan abridged things, okay? We're trying to talk here.
We're trying
You
to
gotta
make
admit,
like
they did line up to what you guys were saying.
How did they line up with what we were trying to say?
Well, you mostly should listen to somebody like this.
Oh my god, Aaron, you're so fucking cool. Holy shit.
Well, yeah, you're not wrong there. Okay, I will agree with you.
But here's just basically what I was trying to go back to saying is that sometimes. Oh, hang on. I think I've just lost. Dang it, Wolf! I think I lost what I was gonna say.
See, Wolf, this is what happens.
Yes.
Well, I am a misdirector.
Well, that's the thing.
Don't
Okay,
we all do this?
That's the thing. They said it's like poetry, it rhymes, like what you were saying about George Lucas. Stories, you got to learn. If you want to learn how to write stories, you got to learn story structure, okay? Don't go for that whole new age stuff where it's like just write what you see and stuff like that. I mean, you can write.
You just got to go out there and do it. Just loosen up and be tight at the same time.
Well, just precisely. You got to be willing to also go out there and learn how to write a story. Like, for example, when I wanted to learn about archetypes, I decided to listen to Professor Geek and what he told me about archetypes. And then after he told me about archetypes, I went to go read.
Oh, you think this is Harem of the Dead, you shrimp dick fuck nugget?
Okay, I don't know how that one relates.
Oh my
What did I just say?
Okay, I don't know how that was.
I couldn't help it.
I know you just couldn't, Wolf.
Yeah, you should set a goal for yourself and control yourself.
Not with this werewolf in me.
Again, you should control the
Nothing but the
monster.
wolf in me. Why must I feel like that once? Oh, nothing but the werewolf in me.
Whatever you say, Dr. Banner.
Humble Marty, however, is right. I mean, you want to get a job that supports your career, and it's gonna
Neo,
suck. Okay,
hang on. Neo, is you viewing Discord on your phone? Because I can send you a link on Discord.
Oh, Neil Star wants to join us.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
He says, "How?" Oh yeah, he wants to join. He says, "How do I join through mobile?"
I'm not sure if there's already an app for StreamYard.
No. I think he can join us through his phone. Wait.
Star wants to join on Friday. We have a Thursday
Oh,
stream.
Big Al's in the chat.
Hello,
Hey,
Al.
Hi guys.
There it is. I was wondering whenever that's gonna come up.
Oh, good.
I think Al
Hello,
likes me,
Al.
like my impressions of him.
Hello, Al. Well, Humble Marty and what Scooty said a good point. To get your goal, it means you're going to have to work some crappy jobs to support where you need to be. And trust me, I can remember a lot of crap jobs. I had to work them part-time because I had to have time to go to drama school. And the worst part is when
Hang
you
on,
cast.
Leia. Humble said, I learned not to drink when Wolf Tamia plays Attack on Titan, The Bridge Cliffs. I got one for that.
Oh my
That may
God.
just work, actually. But you know what might work better? Going the fuck to sleep!
That is mean.
Okay, if this is gonna continue, then I'm just gonna be reading.
Man, he's on a high count on face reviews than all of us on this damn stream.
It'll keep. If you're gonna keep going, I'm just gonna keep going reading. If this is just gonna keep up.
but getting back.
Listen to Big Al, damn it.
And exactly. Do you know? Fun fact, Aaron.
Now would be a good time to pull out one of your swords.
One of the getting back on track though, Aaron Sorkin, before he even said when he was writing the movie A Few Good Men, he was a bartender and he would just write the script on napkins.
Kind of reminds me of that story about J.K. Rowling, like on the train writing.
Hang on again, guys.
The intro.
Neo, I sent you a link on Discord via private DM. See if you can join through that with your phone.
So like I was saying, it reminds me of J.K. Rowling and how she wrote the initial intro of Harry Potter on napkins as well.
Yeah.
Like on the train, like she was dead broke and she was like a starving artist, like when she first began, like.
Yeah.
And if you notice in Harry Potter, you see a lot of transportation is through trains.
Mm-hmm.
Because she rode the train a lot. Like you said, she rode the train a lot. So
and that's how it gets the
writing for life.
Mm-hmm.
Writing from life.
Writing from life. And people forget that too when you are writing fantasy, because this is a problem that's also coming up lately, is that you take from real life. A lot of people just come up with fantasy from out of nowhere, but usually it comes from something you faced in real life. Tolkien wrote The Fellowship because of the band that he had during World War I and what he saw.
Now we're on. Now when we bring up fantasy writing and writing in general, here's one thing to also keep in mind when it comes to writing a story. When you're building up your story or you're in the process of creating your story, you need to have a goal, an end goal within that story. Everybody says this. This is usually the best way one could. Night Star.
Sorry. I interrupted you. You were on a roll.
I'll get back. When you're on that path of creating that story, the best ideal spot is creating the end for that story. You don't have to tell the people your ending either, and really don't always tell people your ending of your story. Just always. Here's one thing you always do. You always tell them that it does have an end, and I'm trying to meet that end goal, and that's usually what you have to build off to, and build that bridge to that end. And it's usually you would have to word vomit it all over the place and try to rearrange it or arrange it and clean it all up to get there. What character's going to show up here? There's nothing you need to also consider doing too. Plot thread charts, and all that stuff, which is kind of on the at the risk of contradicting ourselves when it comes to planning out your stuff. You do have to have some that moderate amount of planning, but you still gotta just do. You gotta keep doing and doing. Take notes, write notes. And start in, uh, implementing it in increments. Some of those notes. I mean, think about The Witcher. How you think that the author of the Witcher books came to write all that stuff down? The making of a Witcher. Think about the way how he constructed the alchemy to make the Witcher, or at least the mutagen of creating the Witcher. The process was
and that's
grueling.
I wanted to I wanted to mention like Attack on Titan, since you kept showing the clips. The way that Isayama got his idea was that one night he was writing, and he was in I don't know, I think it was a bar or a restaurant, like a late night restaurant, and it was a bar. A drunk guy like walked over to his table and just like yanked him up from his chair and just started yelling at him, and he was like terrified for his life, to the point that he imagined, when he was coming up with the Titans, he imagined that type of behavior in the Titans. Like, there's no reasoning with people, like with like a drunk, in the same way that there's no reasoning with people that can't be reasoned with. Like, that was the idea that sparked the creation of the Titans. Because before that, I'm trying to think. I can't remember what he mentioned before, but that was the idea that spawned it. And then the way he got the idea for the wall that separates the humans inside the wall from the Titans outside of it. There was a spot in his neighborhood where there was a dam, and it would tower over everyone. It would tower over the village, and he would walk there. And that's why there is now a statue there of Aaron, Mikasa, and Armin, standing facing the dam, because that's what inspired the wall.
For the first time in the history of Welcome Back to Rambles, we're gonna have the man who created the Riser Man, the one and only, the infamous, the notorious Neostar Productions.
Hello, Neostar.
Hey,
let's hear that voice of yours.
Welcome to this gang.
Shut up! I can barely hear him.
It better be the Neostar introduction too.
Rise up! Stop!
No, let Neostar
Rise up! Kick!
Damn it, Wolf! I want to hear it from Neostar himself.
But I thought Wolf did a good job on that one.
Speak up, Negro.
All right. I'm sorry. Still getting used to this mobile interface over here.
Good to have you, buddy. Man, it's been a while. I've been really hoping for this time to have you in here, and I kind of wish it was one of the usual occasions. What the fuck is going on over there, Louise?
I don't know. Hold on, let me mute myself.
Let me repeat. It's been I've been waiting for this for a long time, man. It's a shame we had to do it on a somewhat chill stream today, and not really an anime spotlight or even a topical stream or even a movie review stream. But you know what? Whatever it takes, man. I got you here. I finally got you here, and now speak up, damn it.
Believe me. Well, I've been wanting to be on here for quite a while. Wow. But unfortunately, this poor soul has been doomed to the night shift. Under the infrequent eye of occasionally appearing boss.
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
That really sucks. And don't worry about your stuttering, man. Look, man, we had so many people who stutter a lot. I stutter a lot on this. You're doing good so far.
Yeah. Well, what can I say? Kind of I'm pretty much more or less have like either get excited about something or anxious about something.
Yeah. Do you want to?
Like me then.
Do you want to share anything about goal settings?
well, I want to say that I'm pretty good at setting goals, but considering how long it took me to actually get my first Rising Man book done, versus when I initially announced doing it, there's kind of a discrepancy on that part.
Yeah,
But,
things rarely go as planned.
Yeah, best laid plans of mice and men and all that.
But the important thing is you didn't give up.
Oh yeah. Yep. Whether there were setbacks outside of my control or within my control. Once I managed to buckle down and get to it, it eventually got done.
One of these days, man, we're gonna have you on to talk about the Riser, man. When the stars finally align and the clouds part ways and send you on our way again, so we can talk about your Riser, man. Because I still have not read the Riser Man comic, man. But
don't feel too
every time
bad.
you
Most
talk
people
about it, every time you talk about it, I'm always interested in taking a look, or at least hear you talk Riser Man.
Well, like Scooney said, we're happy that you're here because you, despite the obstacles you face, you still got it done. So you are a perfect example of tenacity and how setting goals eventually you achieve it. So I applaud you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Con. This way.
Yeah, you know what? I'm sure you're familiar with everybody here on this panel, so I guess I don't think I need to introduce you all individually to this man.
No.
I mean, we've practically seen him quite enough times from on any stream that he's in, so we pretty much know who he would pretty much know us. We already know who he is.
Yep.
Despite the
I'm the guy with the intro.
position changes. Yep, always the intro.
Yes, we know when you are here. When we hear that famous intro.
The brilliant star that shines through the night, the sonic boom that shakes the room. Riser Man stands before you.
Now, how the hell you say that clearly, but you stutter right now?
Oh my God!
Oh, that's right. You get excited, man. I need to have you on here for voice work.
Yeah, it's all about the state of my mind when it happens.
Ah, yeah.
Well, another thing about setting goals, just to get us back on topic here, just like what Riserman says, you can't really give up. And yes, despite the setbacks, you got to be willing to see yourself through. And it, like you even said too, is that sometimes you got to take the real crappy jobs in order to get your, in order to supplant your or fund your work. But you got to also not lose yourself in that job that you get.
Oh, exactly. When I was in drama school, at one point I worked 2 part-time jobs because I had to pay my way through there, and also just to help me with the basics and rent. And some were fun. It was tutoring some kids during the day, and I really enjoyed that. And then the other one, I had to work the phone lines for the university. So that wasn't always a big thrill, especially when it was pledge month or pledge week and you had to call people to get them to donate money and they didn't want to do it. But you may have to think of it as a means to I tell them, don't be afraid to take a day job. Don't be afraid to have a day job. My jobs, when I say day job, I left everything in the morning. So in the afternoon, the evening, I could leave that open for acting, for auditions, rehearsals when I got cast. But do not be afraid of the day job. I did not want to live out my car, as I've heard so many famous people say. I just wanted enough to get the basics and to pay my way through drama school. But like Scooney said, you don't have to get lost in it, but don't be afraid of it, because you can take those skills you learn in your day job and apply it to whatever it is that you're doing. So don't be afraid of it. I get just you know that's not your goal. You don't want to work your way up to be manager because you have another dream in mind.
Yeah.
But a day job wouldn't hurt. And I don't know about you guys, but I just got, even though I had that day job, by the time 6 p.m. came, I just got this rush of energy in the evening, because now it was time for me to go off and do the things that I wanted to do and do what my passion was, what I really, really enjoyed. It was kind of like Superman taking off the suit and getting ready to fly. So that's how I saw it after the day shift was over. I did what I had to do, but then in the evening, now it was about the goal that I'm trying to reach. So I always see it as a way of getting to where you need to where you need to be. Even when I was doing improv, even years after I had done, I did some improv theater, and I still had a day job. But I loved it when it was time when I was done at work and it was 6 p.m. and it was time to do community improv. I was so excited. I was so pumped and ready to go. I don't know where that energy came from, but I think it was just the excitement of doing what I really like to do. So always see it as a way to get to where you need to be, because you still need clothes. You still need to be groomed. If you're writing, you still need the tools you need to write. So you're going to have to bring in some sort of income. So don't be frightened of the day job.
And, it's also a little life hack is to live below your means.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes just say, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I did that for years, almost a decade. I lived below my means. Go ahead, Scooney.
But it's also suffering from a writer, and if anybody who's suffering from writer's block, sometimes it's just good to jot down, all right, what did you do during the day? And then, who were the strange people that you met today? And then you can start expanding and playing around with that even. Start
keeping a journal would help, if you write about your day and things like that, you're adding word count to things that come to mind. So it'll turn into a habit instead of just something that you need to do. It'll just be as natural as breathing.
Let me jump in real quick.
Yeah.
It's another thing you need to take in consideration. What kind of habits are you trying to build, especially when it comes to productivity? That's one thing you got to really take into account when it comes to productivity, especially when you have to manage your productivity and really conform to a routine and a regiment to that productivity. What other habits are you building for that? Like you got to consider building habits. Are you a habit of social media all throughout the day, or are you in a habit of just putting that away and type in your words? What about building the habit of fixing your dialogue in the story? What are you going to be using from now on? What phrases are you going to be start using? What phrases are you going to attach to a character? What kind of cadence does a character have?
You got to have the basic idea. You got to have the basic ideas of your character thought of. Yes, your character can change as the story progresses, but you need to have a fixed set of ideas on what your character is going to be.
And by doing that, also, again, what you all are saying, it goes back to life experience. The more you are out there, you gain the life experience you need when you are developing your characters, when you're the character's way of speech, the character way this character walk or dress, what kind of environment would this character be in? What kind of, do they have a car? Do they not have a car? You're struggling for your money. Do they have to struggle? You know how to get inside your character's head when you do that. And the more people that you meet, the more experience that you can have in developing the world that you are creating.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, if I could comic wise, I think about Peter Parker. Parker, one appealing of Peter Parker is that appealed to people was everybody knows what it's like to try to juggle a regular job, or I've got college, but I also got these demanding schedules. I got a job. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm a crime fighter. So how in the world am I going to juggle all this? Real life goes into that, and everybody, young or old, can understand that. So again, it helps you to build the character and the world around it and the people. When you eat at a certain little, like when I worked, there was a little cafe or a little Cody Island I would work at. No, I didn't work at it, but I would go to, and the certain waitresses that would be there, or a certain waitress and how she said hello, or how she would always do you call my first name or last name. What does the coffee shop look like? All these little things go into the world. The more you do that, the more that world you're trying to bring your audience into comes to life.
Mm-hmm.
Neo, what can you say about building habits? If you got any habits that you built?
He's muted. Does he hear you? He's muted.
Neo, 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 Neo,
That was my
Neo,
little.
Neo.
That was my hilarious little reference to the Matrix right there. Neo!
Yeah, I was gonna say Neo.
Neo,
Neo.
what's happened? Neo, do you read me? Neo? Neo!
Neo, you there?
Your mic's muted.
Maybe
Yes.
if I sing the Riser Man song, he'll probably
No,
come in.
no more singing.
Don't do
No
it.
more singing. Please, for the love of
Don't
God,
do it.
Hi,
Oh, no.
see
Oh, here we
Riser
go.
Man. Hoi, 心中呼谁来 Riser Man？ 心中出气的气呼啊 Riser Man。Riser shot, Riser kick。新出杀虎的一天到路那，你个 Riser Man。
Oh God.
Oh my God! Uncle Marty says he has a journal for sale. It's an idea journal. It is a blank
Call
note.
her a he. Did you just misgender her?
What?
You misgender her.
Do I misgender? Humble Marty. They are. How about I just say they for here on it?
Neil's back. The Wi-Fi was acting up.
Humble is gonna get upset about that. He is a lion after all.
I can understand about that Wi-Fi acting up, Neo. Can understand
Neil,
that.
I was
for sure.
asking you, what would you do to? Okay, he unmuted himself again. He went silent.
I can
Do I need to
understand
kidnap a Negro?
that Wi-Fi. I understand. I feel for him. I feel you.
Share a mic with him.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. It looks sound like you guys were breaking up for a second. Yeah, so I was trying to find a different spot so I can continue with the stream.
Negro, you sound like you ran a damn mile.
Can you guys hear me all right?
Almost. I can hear you.
I can hear you.
I was asking you earlier, like what kind of habits did you build? Because we were talking about building up habits when it comes to setting goals. What kind of habits did you build up while Riser Man, let alone, commission somebody doing the art of Riser Man? We'll wait.
And sorry, you're asking about. Huh?
Habits. How did you build habits to get Riser Man at least to its completion? Or at least what kind of habits did you build since you wrote Riser Man?
I can't see. Hey, what? Hey, what goal setting habits I set at to create Riser Man? Well, let's see. Where do I start? All right. Well, originally my plan was to improve my own artistic skills. Yeah, so I could handle both the artwork and the storytelling on Riser Man. But unfortunately, my art skills only go so far, and despite reading both comics and manga for several years, I don't really have a formal understanding of panel and page layout. So that event idea was unfortunately scrapped for the most part. I mean, I can draw well enough to convey an idea for other artists I commission, but that's about as far as it goes, unfortunately.
I mean, I am the same
So
here.
I kind of had to bite the bullet and start looking into, better artists to help portray the characters.
You end up getting to go by doing that, which is good.
Yeah.
So this is textbook definition of
Had
somebody
to figure out my
who actually,
limitations, what all I could and couldn't do, and eventually
Yep.
work from there.
Textbook definition of somebody who was dedicated to what he was setting out to do,
And
despite
finding the art.
that too, despite working the janitor's position. In spite of working a day job, you were still able to reach your goal, one of your goals. So you can have both. You can have your dream career and still work your damn day job. Just know how to always balance it out and pace yourself. Of course, we've all said this. We've all said this to each other. We've all said this to ourselves. You just gotta find that good amount, not perfect, good amount of balance of balancing out your day job and your dream job, or at least your dream career, at least until one overshadows the other, which unfortunately for most is usually the day job that overshadows the dream job, and it's mostly because life choices tend to overtake the dream job more, or at least your at least sometimes choices that you make tend to put a kibosh on it. It's not that, and that's not to say it's lost forever. That's not to say it's lost forever. I'm telling this to any who come by here. It's not lost forever. Hell, the author of Watership Down wrote Watership Down in his 60s, if I recall.
Yep. That's another thing that you can also, that's another thing too. Don't ever despair that you're not where you think you're at in life, because fun fact, did you know that Jack Kirby did not get a success until he was 40? I'm just saying, when Fantastic Four was finally released, comic book artist, he kept doing, he did everything right, and he still failed. He was met after failure, but he didn't give up. And he just, what was it? He was 41 when Fantastic Four was considered a big hit by Marvel. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, you just never do. Morgan Freeman didn't start acting till he was 40.
His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweat already. Mom's spaghetti. He's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs.
You never ever. You're right. Scooney makes a good point. You don't ever.
Ain't none of you motherfuckers gonna back me up. I done lost the beginning. You ain't gonna pick it back up. Man, y'all suck as my dream team.
I was right backing you up. He says, but he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud. He opens his mouth, but the words don't come out. He's choking now. Everybody's choking now. Clock's run up. Time's up. Over. Plow. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Okay.
Oh, there goes Rabbit. He's choked. He's so mad. He won't give up that easy. He won't have it. He knows he.
He knows that, but he's toast. He goes back, but he's broke. That's when it's back to the lab again.
Wow,
Know what I mean?
that's a large book, Final.
Yep. Yeah, because this is an ultimatum. This is an ultimatum of the Final Fantasy games. At least this is only like the first volume of the first 6 games in the series, because there's only 3. I have the 3rd one. I don't have the 2nd one because I got the 1st and 3rd volumes at a con. They didn't have the 2nd one, so then I got these 2.
Cool.
It's a beautiful book. All right,
Yes.
all right. Stop singing. We'll stop singing. The whole point that we're trying to make, and that the whole point we're trying to make is, don't think about it, just do. Lose yourself to the moment.
Well, yeah, and see what you Final said something that resonated with me, because guys, when I went to drama school, I was almost 30 when I went, because so don't ever put a hold on your dreams. And I wasn't shamed about it because I had lived a part of life. So when I approached stories and scripts, I understood where those characters were coming from. And I had to start from the bottom up, which means I had to be in a room full of students that just came from high school. So I had to be in there, but it was an advantage, because now when I were dealing with characters that were in their late 20s or 30s, they I understood where they were coming from.
Don't bring in Bernie. Come on, you could do so much better than Bernie.
Morgan Freeman didn't start acting till he was 40, and Bryan Cranston didn't start acting until he was about the age I was. He was 25 when he said he wanted to act, and look where they're at now.
And here's the thing too. Here's the most irony of the whole thing. Actually, speaking of iron, Robert Downey Jr. was close to his 50s when he finally got back on top with Iron Man.
Absolutely. Yes. Totally agree. He was.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go right there.
Well, by the time of Iron Man 1, if I recall correctly, he was 48 years old.
Yes, he was. Yeah, he had to be about 48. Yeah, he was 48 when he got Iron Man.
Dude was actually a pretty huge downer, and he even went to jail for it when he was in court. But then, right as he got Iron Man, the dude's a fucking legend.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just saying, that's another thing that maybe I think that's really what we're getting at with goals. The whole point is, don't give up. You're gonna, and believe me when I tell you, it's gonna hurt and it's gonna suck. But you gotta believe in your dreams, and you gotta believe in what you're doing. If you believe,
I've often dreamed of a far off place where heroes will be waiting for me, where the crowds will cheer when they see my face, and the voice keeps saying, "This is where I'm meant to be."
Lord.
I'll be there someday. I can go the distance. I will find my way. If I can be strong, I know every mile will be worth my while. When I go the distance, I'll be right where I belong. Damn, it's within the theme of what we're talking about, you jackasses.
Long.
and right at that moment, this is where Wolf hears a toilet flush.
Right.
Well, Neil started enjoying it.
Like a shooting star, I will go the distance. I will search the world. I will face its harms. I don't care how far. I can go the distance till I find my hero. It's been a while since I sung that song.
You butchered the notes
Well,
on that
if I had a better
song,
connection
and it
right now,
sounded
carbon iron
so
music.
bad. I'm sorry. It's so bad.
I know. I'm aware.
But
I just want to screenshot Final scolding face. He's got the cutest grumpy faces I've ever seen. Man, one of these days I want to just go visit you and pet you on your head and say, "You're my pal."
that's like an anime. Oh my gosh, that's like an anime hair rub, head pat.
So you're my pal. I don't know how you put up with me. I really don't know how you put up with me, but you always been my pal.
But the important thing is about goals, like I said, you just got to keep trying. You got to keep going.
You never give up on them. Keep going, and that's too many. Too many give up when they're young. Like when they, let's say they've been doing this for 10 years, and they started in their 20s, and by the time they get to their 30s, nothing's going to happen, and they give up, and they go back to something that they really don't want to do. Keep pushing
Now,
and just keep
for something
learning.
more biblical. I thought I did was right. I thought I had the
He
answers.
couldn't help
I
himself.
thought I
How
chose
many
the
times do we have to
surest
go
road.
through this freaking
That
singing?
road brought me here.
Oh,
So I put up a fight. Told you how
Linus
to
is going
help
to read his
me.
book.
Now just when I had given up, the truth is coming clear.
That is a beautiful book.
You
Oh, absolutely.
know
Oh, yeah. I actually have to
better
show you some of
than
the art
I.
content that's in here.
You know. Y'all ain't seen Joseph King of Dreams.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What?
Our son,
Oh, yeah, he's this
we
way.
were enamored by the book.
What now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, yeah, this is actually some of the artwork, which I had shown in the private chat. Neostar doesn't even... I'm not sure if Neostar doesn't even...
I
He
saw
don't
that.
now
see it
'cause he
when he
pushed them.
joins up.
I
Yeah,
saw
because-
the artwork.
Fresh.
It's amazing.
Yep, it's the Final Fantasy artwork by Yoshitaka Amano. And here's some of the artwork that's found within his book. Like this one... Oh, this slide is
I
not
think
in the way.
this is our topic now. We're in the fun side of the stream where we're just fucking around.
Pretty
That's
much.
beautiful. Is
Enjoy your
that
stay, Neo.
it's beautiful artwork? Is it for a game or a comic book, or that's just
It's game. It's game.
Yeah, it is a
Oh.
game. Yeah, this is the Final Fantasy artwork by Yoshitaka Amano, who's done art for Final Fantasy for a long time now. He's also done the artwork for Vampire Hunter D, which he is also responsible for. But he's done Final Fantasy for a long time. Because Final Fantasy is so much of a beloved series, this is basically what he's... it's basically dedicated to so much of this artwork, what makes it so fantastical. Like, here's even one for Final Fantasy II.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Leia, I'm going to put it to you like this. Final Fantasy is right up there. Longevity with Mario.
I was going to.
They never die. They multiply.
Wolf, do you have an inspiration that inspires you in your creativity? Was there artists or artwork or anyone? I'm curious. Or it's just all in your head, or did anybody that you admired or did it inspire you to say, I'm going to do my drawing this way? I'm curious.
Hang on. Hang on.
Come on, come on. Think about all those offers. Come on, come on.
We have
Yo,
Final
you
Fantasy
do it,
now.
Andre. Come on, come
Come
on.
on.
Ain't
Come
no time to
on.
touch screamers. Come on, come on. Ain't no swearing on my spores. When
And
it's
now
gone,
it's
the
story
world will
time.
be yours.
Come on, come on.
I'm trying to think where that's from.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Audrey too.
Some fun now. Hot damn. Ain't you have some fun now? Yes, ma'am. Ain't you have some fun now?
I don't remember that being in the musical at all.
Some fun now. You know if you're talking about the play.
Oh, right. That was one of the songs made for the movie. That's
Yes.
right. Yeah, because there was only 2 songs in the movie that were made specifically for that, and about like 5 songs from the musical were cut out from the film. Like
Well, I got one for you guys. Can you hear it?
I can hear some
Kind
of
of.
it. Kind of.
Wait.
Is it from Little Shop of Horrors?
It's not.
Yeah. What?
Oh,
I thought the
give me a sec.
I thought that sounds like Rick Moranis.
David Campbell. If that song make you cry, y'all don't love Jesus. Every time I
Wait, is
heard
it
that
from?
song, that's from Joseph King of Dreams. Damn it, that song.
Oh,
That song be man. I swear. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. Here's y'all want to hear my review of Joseph King of Dreams. Y'all want to hear
Go ahead.
my quick review?
Go ahead.
Beautiful story, really told by DreamWorks. The only thing that was hindering Joseph King of Dreams was quality of animation. It was not as big as Prince of Egypt was, unfortunately, for the prequel to the Prince of Egypt. We all know which story came before. But the thing is that one thing that they really did not sacrifice at all was story and, damn it, the music. Oh my goodness. There was not one song that I would want to skip at all. Exactly, child. It did. Oh, that song was also from a Mormon? Yep. Exactly. Yep. Oh my goodness! Man, every time I watch Joseph King of Dreams, and I get to that part where where he's scolding God for giving him the dreams and treating him like it's a curse. You know what I'm saying? And he
Mm-hmm.
falls down, and then he gets back up, wakes up in the next morning, and there the tree has a little leaf to it. And that's where the music comes in. He starts watering the plant, and man, oh man, like just the lyrics to that just hits that good spot in your soul, man. Just hits that good spot in your soul. Just it's just that one chorus. You know better than I. You know the way. I let go the need to know why. It's like that's where you surrender yourself to the Lord and just say, you know what, take the reins, Lord.
Sounds a little
It's
bit
one thing
like
you also need. You need
Esmeralda's.
Jesus. There you go.
Sounds a little bit like Esmeralda's prayer from the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, that was a great one.
Yes, that's a beautiful song right there. It's gonna sound a lot like that.
Well, it's also
Maybe
see,
Move Bloom.
the
I don't think that was my favorite of the songs, but you know better. No Better and I was the one that hit me hard. Now, funny enough, they had one song that had me enamored with slavery. I was surprised that one anime movie made me enamored with slavery.
all right,
Wow,
I'll bite. All right,
just
I'll bite. What movie?
still Joseph King of
Yeah.
Dreams. Is when
Okay.
you ride on Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Egyptian slave, no matter what your race is. I'm like, that's bruh. Man, they didn't fuck around with these songs, man. I swear. Just
Maybe we should get more. You know, that's another thing too. I wish they would kind of give more biblical stories. The Joseph King of Dreams, or even Prince of Egypt treatment.
Biblical stories. I'm trying to think. Have
not
they
from
ever done
not
that?
not from Pure Flicks, damn it.
No. I'm talking
That
about DreamWorks style.
Mm-hmm.
that would be you're right, Scooty, but now that would be very difficult to do since the Bible repulses them like a vampire to a cross. So
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. You could do some that were like that. I'm trying to think, have they ever approached that other than Prince of Egypt and well, what about Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat? That was a musical that nobody ever adapted into a movie musical or animated film. You could do that.
Nope, they did not.
I think it should stay there. I just think
Okay.
I would like to think it should stay there.
Okay.
Servant, be silent, you who are chattel. You think you little more than cattle. This is your lot now, and we
Bless you.
advise you to bow before whatever master buys you. Holy shit.
Since we're now on the free talk, I I want to go back to a couple of points that were brought out as we talked, and we talked about Christopher Nolan and his writing style.
Before you continue, hang on. William has a actually good question, real quick.
Sure.
He says, "Hey, I've been thinking about writing, but I don't have a laptop and I have handwriting, so I was curious. Does anyone know of any good writing apps or phones? If only Don was here."
I would say actually, I think every smartphone now has a little bit of a notebook.
Oh yeah, they all have
Ellie was
them
just
now.
mentioning about phones having notes. Esther, read all about her.
Mm-hmm.
That's Tessica.
Yep.
Asimo Tessica.
Well, I was going to go back because some points were made. Since we're on the oh, child of flower, you want to go straight to the saucy stuff?
Did she bathe on the roof? How the hell
was
she do
bathing
that?
on the roof. It was hot, and she knew that she would normally bathe outside. And he looked out the window and liked what he saw, and there the lust built in, and so forth, and that's how the story goes.
No. How the bitch get water? I don't think they built a damn pool in them times.
Well, she had a bed. I'm sure there was something that she used to bathe as a tub or to bathe in.
Look, I've read the Bible, but sometimes that shit don't make sense. Just saying.
Wait, bathing in the sunlight or something?
I think it was at night that she was. Well, it was warm, and it was warm enough, and she lived in sort of a She
don't make no sense. Don't make no sense.
I still don't understand. They're like saying we don't want to do the Bible. This is how basically you can pitch the Bible to the very dark, hedonistic people of Hollywood. It's like, is there violence? Oh yeah, there's lots of violence in it. Is there sex? Of course there's sex in it. We also got child murder. We got incest. We got all sorts of stuff. Wow, what is this movie? Let's adapt it. And then you hold up the Holy Bible.
Oh shit!
They would melt.
No, you know what? You hold up the Holy Bible to them. Suddenly, it's like Raiders of the Lost Ark, the very ending, Ark of the Covenant.
That's exactly what would happen. Yes, if you tell them that, that I definitely do agree with. Well, there's lots of Jesus Christ analogies in many heroic stories. The Jesus Christ analogies are used a lot. The Christ analogy is.
Yeah. In fact, one of the most wasn't popular at the time, but now has garnered quite a cult following, Excalibur, has quite a lot of overt
hey, since we're talking about the Bible real quick. Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh, come on. That's amazing.
I had a feeling someone would bring that up.
It's a good musical.
My mind's clearer now. At last, all
great. Here we go again.
He had to do it.
Wolf, this is long overdue, but I gotta ask you, do you love musicals?
No shit. Was I really hiding that shit?
I think so.
Did it sound like I was trying to hide it?
I think so, but I'm not very bright.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Scooter here, because I think one time you kind of doubted me with Phantom of the Opera one time in our sympathetic villain talk, and you brought up the 1925 Phantom of the Opera when I should have mentioned this, when I talked about the Broadway one.
Oh, that's the only exception.
It's okay to love musicals. I like musicals.
Oh, me too.
I didn't say shit about hating musicals. They're just some I don't like.
Oh, yeah.
Les Miserables is one of them. Fuck that noise. I don't care about freaking Anne Hathaway singing and shit, looking like a damn shade pussy.
Dear Lord.
That was not even Les Miserables.
I'm gonna actually say the Liam Neeson and Uma Thurman version was the best one.
Anyways, here's a song about slavery.
Shall not be torn asunder. Such vast achievements, slow and
Neil started unclothed himself in the chat, by the way.
Is it? Yeah, we. Oh, we understand, Neil Star. It's understandable. Sometimes I go
You know,
through that myself.
I'll remove Neil Star real quick because he's still here.
But we're happy. I was happy that I got a chance to hear your voice.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Sorry, you know what? Unqualified is here. Let me address something real quick. Sorry, Unqualified, about last Tuesday. I could not find Ninja Scroll for any one of us to watch on our own so that we can talk about it. So I had to switch it up to Soul Bianca. So I know I promised you that we were going to talk about Ninja Scroll one of these days. I'm about to, those who have seen it will have to join us. Will probably have to join us for that one.
Well, Ninja Scrolls is on Tubi, isn't it?
Is it? I don't like Tubi that much because Tubi have too many damn ads to that shit. That shit gets on my damn nerves when I have to wait for the damn ad to finish every fucking 5 minutes.
I feel your pain. Yes.
I watched the Dead Rising 3rd movie, and that shit got on my nerves every time I try to wait for the damn ads to get through so I can watch the next part of the damn movie. Like, I can't take this shit right now.
Can't you use ad blocker or like
Do I look tech savvy?
Dude, just download it. Just download Brave. That's like the non tech savvy way of solving that. Or you could download damn it, LibreWolf, not LibreWolf. Damn, what's this browser called again? Yeah, it's called LibreWolf. That's the one I use.
Girl, you better get a mic if you want to join us.
How do I sound now?
Not you.
No, she meant child of flower.
Oh.
And she might. We'd love to have her.
Unqualified comment. This on you. This on your cow. This on you. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I should have invited you for the Soul Bianca. I know you've seen Soul Bianca. You sound like an OG anime watcher like me.
It's not on Tubi. Damn it. But you can watch Konoichi Huntress. I don't know what the hell this is.
Child of the Flower, stop selling yourself short.
We just got Neo Star on here. He don't sound ain't worse than you.
Sometimes all you gotta do, just relating this back to goals, sometimes you just gotta be willing to just jump at an opportunity. I mean, case in point.
I'm glad that you had that to have you.
Yeah.
Yo, they have the live action version of Blade of the Immortal.
You want to hear what I have to say about cats? Fuck that movie.
Oh my God! Though, please don't bring up that disaster. What?
They CGI'd the fur on them motherfuckers when you could just fucking stitch some damn fur on their asses.
Look,
damn, they could have hired a bunch of furries to play all the characters.
Right?
Can I just say, why do we need a Cats movie? Because we got the stage show on video.
Right?
You know what would have been funny if all the furries were like, "Where's our representation? This was our chance."
I think it's funny. I think it should.
But no, we gotta have a lot of the celebrities on there, similar to what they did with Into the Woods.
Oh yeah, what they did.
I ain't even seen the musical, the actual musical, but damn it. And sorry to all you Johnny Depp fans, but I prefer the play version of Sweeney Todd.
What the hell? The noises you were making, Squirtle.
I didn't like him in Into the Woods either. Sorry.
Oh man, I was ready to leave that fucking theater when I saw his ass looking like a damn pimp with a gold tooth, looking like I'm like that is how. Look, I'm like freaking Dragon in Hotel Transylvania. This is what they think of us. Unbelievable.
Hey, wait, who?
Johnny Depp
from Depp Into the Woods. Oh my lord.
Oh, the wolf.
I'm talking about the movie. Not the show. Every time I look for a freaking Ninja Scroll, they always give me the damn series. I'm looking for the damn movie. Don't worry, we'll fix that. Unqualified, we'll fix that.
Yeah, but Cats should have been an animated musical, not CGI celebrities who sing bad.
We already
Well,
got
for
the
one,
show
they got
straight
the
onto video.
well,
Yeah.
the CGI and all that stuff is the least of our problems. The story was fucked from the beginning.
Yes, God, it was. Oh my God.
I don't even know the story to the actual cats, and I know they fucked it up.
Oh, it was terrible. Yeah. I don't know why did they agree? All them celebrities agree. I guess they thought it was going to be a hit, but I was like, oh my
I'm
God.
surprised Taylor Swift even joined up in that shit. I'm like, damn, bitch, you were that desperate for some pussy?
Can I just say, wow. Can I just say that Sir Ian McKellen in that movie, why?
Idris Elba, why? Did they need a paycheck? Idris Elba, I'm like,
Gandalf
what are you doing?
Gandalf.
Wasn't he gray in that movie too?
Oh yeah, he was.
Oh yeah, so yeah, he is Gandalf.
Dame Duty Gench.
Can I just say that while it kept, I'm actually surprised that the movie, I'm guessing, Into the Woods, the Forest Pimp Edition, yes!
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and even so much so where the princes, the two of the princes, when they sing Agony, they just go into poses as if they were just in.
Opening up their shirts and all. Like, what the
In fact, the
fuck is
key was
this
even
shit?
off on one.
The whole point, see, the problem with Into the Woods is that the deconstruction genre had just been in full swing. Oh, yeah.
I will say this.
Yeah.
I will give Into the Woods this. This is one point I will give Into the Woods for being that damn daring. They said raping in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When will you ever hear that again in a Disney film, live action or animated?
Yeah.
That's the first I ever heard that in a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Aside from Hell, from Sleeping Beauty.
That's
I'm
another
like,
thing, too. Child of the Flower puts it perfectly. Cats didn't even follow the story of Deuteronomy's point of view. It was all from Victoria's POV, which was so stupid. And that was
so bland looking, too.
And that's the thing. If you wanted to do a variation of Cats like that, why not? You guys remember the movie Beowulf, right, by Robert Zemeckis?
Yes.
I haven't read yet the poem, but
you could have done Cats like that if you were so interested in motion capture. But instead, I don't know what they wanted to do. Did it want it be CGI? Did it want to be a stage production of a film? What is this exactly?
Why did they make them cat size in an otherwise large world?
Because the sets were large in the stage show.
I guess. Just still looks weird because they're all, well, yeah, granted they all anthropomorphized on the play, but just remind me too much of those terrible Dr. Seuss live actions.
Oh, weren't those awful? Those were so awful. The Dr. Seuss cartoons that ran back in the day when I was a child, like the Grinch, were way better than some of the live act. They just couldn't get it together. They just couldn't. I think some things are better looking animated. They should have just been animated motion.
Jim Carrey's The Grinch is fine for what it is, but
it's fine for what it is. But it's those other ones they tried to tackle, like Horton Hears a Who and all that.
Well, no, that was the first Dr. Seuss movie to be animated.
Yeah,
actually,
it was.
Yeah, in terms of the modern Dr. Seuss movies.
That's the problem, though. That they were far too damn modernized.
And the Cat in the Hat. Oh my lord. The live action Cat in the Hat just didn't work.
Like freaking. I was like, set was built like that set was built by a drunken Tim Burton.
Anyways, yeah, we might as well need to talk about goals again because this was off topic.
Well, dude, we're in the fun side of stream. What the hell are you talking about?
He's moved.
All over the place on this one.
I'll tell you what.
At the end.
I'll tell you what Dr. Seuss movie should be made right now,
Awesome.
right, because of its cultural relevance, is The Sneetches.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
They should do that one. Yeah, the
The
Sneetches.
Sneetches is the most culturally relevant right now because it seems like we're going backwards. Or at least that's what our news media is portraying, because I'm telling you right now, the fact that you have to manufacture a hate crime shows I think we're on a good I think we're doing okay. The fact that you got to manufacture it. Yes, I'm referencing Jussie Smollett.
Oh, I get you on that one. I get you on that one for sure.
The fact that you have to manufacture a hate crime should tell you that I think
Well,
America
I will
is
say
not
this.
as racist as they're making it out
No,
to be.
you guys don't understand. He was attacked by the subway surfers.
Yeah.
I will say this.
I'm convinced he just didn't want to pay for that sandwich.
Yeah,
I will.
they had to hunt him down. Got to make him pay for every penny he stole.
I thought he was auditioning for a TV show, and that was his way to audition. Let me show them my acting skills. I'll fake a crime.
Man, can I talk for a minute?
I guess. Yeah, I guess so.
Please
I
do.
will say this. I am doing one of my goals, which is I'm finally writing bouncers.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah.
All these motherfuckers here on this panel can confirm that too.
Yep.
Yes.
He's writing it.
I'm finally
And
writing
he's
the
been
damn
drawing sketches too. Like it's
here
awesome.
and there. Here and there. I kind of took a backside to the sketching and start just writing.
Yep.
Thank you, Unqualified.
Yeah, a lot of people
Said,
don't
go. Stop wasting
understand.
money on shit movies and shit streaming.
Very
And hit
good,
comics, too.
qualified.
I'm guilty
I'm
of
in
that. Buying terrible comics.
Mark says you're pronouncing his name wrong. That is an absolute true goal. Stop spinning on
Mark,
crap.
we have no problem with. Sorry, Leia. Mark, we have no problem with you liking something that we don't like.
I don't
That
think
goes for anybody
Is he talking
else.
about Cat in the Hat, like the one from the 2000s?
Yes, with Mike Myers. I didn't care for it.
Oh man,
That's
I
just
love that.
me.
I grew up with that. It came
You
out
don't
in
have no
the
problem with you
2000s,
liking
right?
it?
I'm not gonna hate anybody. I just speak for myself. But if you loved it, I'm very happy for you. No judge for me.
Hey, I shall say I love freaking King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, and Gods of Egypt. I don't give a fuck what anybody think of me for saying some shit like that. I was having fun with those two movies. Those movies were that shit. Freaking Excalibur was a lightsaber, damn it. And when you turn it on, the whole world, the whole perspective change around you. Things start moving in slow-mo around you. And you suddenly can redirect a damn arrow with that damn sword.
I'm like, there you go. There's some real sword and sorcery.
For reals, man. And suddenly you get to fight the Death Dealer at the end as a final boss. While fighting some giant elephants in the beginning. I'm like, this ain't got nothing to do with King Arthur, but I'm all for this shit.
Well,
and apparently,
When did this suddenly turn into the battle on Mordor in Return of the King?
Right?
Where Legolas just jumps on the elephant and yet he just gets down, yet he comes out fine.
I mean, shit. Freaking Uther did that shit.
Yeah.
Yo,
with a sword, no less, and an axe.
Alec Baldwin was in this movie.
Is that the King Arthur
Yes,
movie
he
where
was.
Lancelot was not there?
Holy shit.
Nope, he wasn't there. And Gwen was black.
And that was, and that's the thing. This is the one that was directed.
And I ain't had no problem with that casting either because it was Jimon Hunt. So I was like, man, Gwen, man, look, I'm used to seeing black people showing up in medieval movies like this and shit for no apparent reason.
I have a question. What happened to Alec Baldwin? Did he get arrested or nothing
It's
happened?
still up in the air what's going to happen to him because they're still debating whether it's a murder or accidental.
Yes, that's what they're looking at. It was a murder. Was it an accident?
You know how long these trials be going.
I think it's accidental, but there is still some amount of responsibility because he didn't hire someone who was
At
responsible.
best, it could be criminal negligence.
Yeah.
At best.
Yes.
It's not
Well,
going to be
I think
outright
so.
murder.
Getting back to that King Arthur movie, though, that was the one directed by Guy Pearce, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Guy Pearce makes good movies.
Oh yeah, and by the way, Mordred was a wizard that can use explosion magic. You
See,
heard me right? Explosion magic.
you know what? I think it's. I just thought it was fun for what it was. It wasn't trying to
Megumin
take
could learn
itself
a thing or
seriously.
two from him. How to use minimal explosion magic. Explosion! Now I must go to nap nap.
Well, I liked Dracula Untold, and I liked Van
Mm-hmm.
Helsing. So
Mm-hmm.
anybody can argue me in the ground all they want to. I love Dracula Untold. I love Luke Evans' portrayal of Dracula, one of my favorites. And I still love Van Helsing. So I don't care, because everybody talks about how they hated both films. They're okay by me, because I enjoy both of them. So like, again, I don't hate anybody that likes something. If you like it, good. You got your money's worth. But those are the two that I like. I like Dracula Untold, and I liked Van Helsing. Still pull out Van Helsing and watch it on Blu-ray to this day.
I am also not opposed to the film I, Frankenstein.
Yeah. Wolf, we said we don't judge.
Well, that's
no,
the
I'm not
thing.
judging.
I
I'm
agree.
conflicted on that movie.
No, I'll even admit it's a guilty pleasure. It's got a lot. It proposes a lot of great ideas, but it almost never follows through on a lot of them.
Right. That's the problem. Some films, like you said, Scooney, they have good ideas, but they don't follow through, or they don't execute it as well as you hope they would be. But you can tell something is there, but they just didn't execute it very well. I'm trying to think of some other really movies that the idea was
do you
good,
think
but
you're
they missed
alive
the mark.
because you can fight? You're alive because of what I did to save you.
Wait, is that? Sorry, that's not Tyrion, is it? No.
That's from
That's Dracula Untold.
Well, that could be one thing. Dracula Untold had some great ideas, but it kind of it has great ideas, but it doesn't follow through on a lot of it.
Is it because of the ending that it jumped to the modern time and it didn't open up with him meeting the Harkers or Professor Van Helsing?
Yeah. I think that was a miss. Yeah, I think that's a missed opportunity.
Yes, or him arriving in London. They could have ended the movie like that, with him arriving in London and meeting Renfield, or meeting Jonathan Harker. Yeah, that's where I think they should have stopped it. That's where the film should have ended, was right there. And that maybe Mina.
Well, guys, I gotta go. It's like 1:12, and tomorrow I have an interview.
Sure, no
Good
problem.
luck, Eloise, and follow through on your goals.
Start packing it in.
All right.
All right. Thanks. I'll see you guys around. See you, everyone.
Good night. Good
So you
night.
sign out first.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Good
And
night.
I hope
Good
you
night,
all
Elise.
succeed in your goals too. Goodbye.
You do the same. I'm sorry, unqualified. I was reading this comment about RoboCop 3, and I could never laugh.
Well, but again, Dracula Untold should have been. The problem with the movie was that it should have been told the story of Dracula and then his downfall into turning into the monster. How he tried to wrestle with his monstrous impulses, but in the end, his impulses got the better of him. How he had succumbed to becoming the monster.
Damn, I love Rampage. I don't know.
I love Rampage.
It's a shame I wasn't there for Al's stream of it. I was stuck on base.
Rampage is a video game movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lots of video game. When do we ever do a stream? You may have did a stream on video game movies, but I'm trying to count how many have been made in the past 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say 20 because
it's one of the betters.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, that's good to hear. I mean, yeah, that's interesting.
I mean, if you don't mind Dwayne The Rock Johnson being in it, like, have at it. All I'm saying is the fucking movie did everything right freaking
Yeah.
giant monsters eating people, climbing up buildings, destroying buildings, destroying tanks and planes. And they did the best move of all: scoop up a human, toss it in the air, and let the bitch fall in your mouth. Mess in your mouth, not in your hand. Oh man, I screamed when that shit happened. I'm like the games, just like the game. I left that movie with a smile on my motherfucking face.
Wow.
I was
Good for you.
happy.
Good for you.
When
That's
George
good of
picked
you.
up that bitch and tossed her in the air, just like in the fucking games when you do that shit. Oh my goodness, man! I was loving everything up to that point. That just, man, that was gamegasm right there. Just straight up, man.
Well, see, that's it.
That after bus was feeling good for Wolf. I walked away just hobbling about like like my legs were weak for some reason.
Wow.
No. Scooney, you were right about Dracula Untold. Everybody said that the film should have ended with him his descent into becoming more of the monster.
I just
Then,
rewrote that whole story in my
yeah,
head
yeah.
where I've said this before and I say it once more. If I was writing the screenplay for that, it would be all about him trying his best to conquer the monster that he's turning into and ultimately failing.
You think the failing would come from the fact he lost his wife? Could
Yes.
that be part of it? When he lost
Yep.
her, the good man that he was died. But like
Yeah.
everyone
Yep.
commented, the good man was gone once he lost her.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, you could expound on that a little more. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see what you guys are coming from. You're right. But you know what? I still
I
enjoy
liked
it.
it for what it was, but I like my version better. I just like my version better.
I mean, I agree. I agree
And
with
there be
that because I
blood,
would have loved the
lots of
sequel.
blood. How the fuck you gonna make a PG-13 Dracula movie? The fuck is wrong with y'all?
Mhm.
I would have loved it to end like that, so a sequel could have opened the door. I would have
Yep.
loved that.
That would have been the start of the Universal monster movies too.
Yeah,
technically.
yes. You know what, Scooney, you're right. If they wanted to do if Universal wanted to do their version of the MCU with monsters, that should have been start one. That's the
I mean,
smart
they
way
are
to
the
do
ones who started it way back then. Marvel's the one who popularized it.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, you're right. I absolutely agree with you with that. But that would have been a great way for you. That would have kickstarted right there.
Mhm.
That say, okay, that's how you do it, and then you could go and open the door to the other characters. You know.
Oh yeah.
But let me ask you this: if you were having the Wolfman in this universe, would he be Wolfman or more werewolf?
Well, that was the thing that I actually would have see in my head canon, very similar to the Benicio del Toro movie, which I think they also could have improved upon. But what happened is that he starts off as the Wolf Man, then he becomes the Wolf, and because all the monsters got to meet up somewhere, Dracula is able to actually reach, or even somebody is able to reach the man inside of the wolf after all these years. You know what I mean? That's how
Yeah.
I would do it.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
Dracula wants to get the Universal monsters obviously together because he wants to. Because we're gonna have this would be the big MCU fight, by the
She
way.
lives beyond the grace of God, like wonder in the outer darkness. She is vampire. Nosferatu. These creatures do not die like the bee after the first sting, but instead grow strong and become immortal once infected by another Nosferatu. So, my friends, we fight not one beast, but legions that go on age after age after age, feeding on the blood of the living.
And that was be the thing too with the Universal monster movies, is that they're gonna follow
Yeah,
the
you talking? I'm
traditional.
doing the Bram Stoker Dracula version.
That's
I know.
Anthony. I know. It's
I
this
know.
Anthony Hopkins.
That was Anthony Hopkins. But I'm talking about in the Universal Monster universe, we would follow all of them. We would do the traditional film, but then we would obviously have to tweak each of the film's conclusions because of every single monster movie, the monsters die. So obviously, if we were going to have our big MCU moment, we just have to tweak the endings. so that
But-
all of the monsters either fade from existence or disappear. They, you know what I mean?
But what would be the reason to bring all these monsters together? Is it to fight something stronger than they are, or why are we bringing the Wolfman and Dracula and Frankenstein? What would if you're going to do an MCU? What is their motivation for bringing them together?
Their motivation for bringing the monsters together is actually, believe it or not, the monsters are the bad guys. They're not going to be, oh, here comes their big redemption story. No, they're the bad guys.
Okay.
Dracula is building an undead army, and he is not only. It's like he's like Dracula realizes that he can't do this alone. He's going to need all of these monsters to basically, very similar to that of Monster Squad.
Okay. Okay.
He's bringing all the monsters together, and they're going to basically.
You know something?
Yeah.
Speaking of a Monster Squad like a show, check out Monster Force.
Monster Force, huh?
A 90s cartoon called Monster Force.
It sounds familiar. I can't think of it in my head right now. I'll have to research that and look that up.
Why not? I got it for you guys.
Scooty, I was going to say standing in their way is Van Helsing.
Well,
or an ancestor of Van Helsing.
Well, that's
they're the bad guys.
That's the thing. Yeah, it turns out. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's basically after the events of Dracula, because in my version of Dracula, it follows the movie all the way up to the end where they think they destroy him, but they actually don't. Van Helsing realizes that Dracula is still out there, so he and the force that went to hunt Dracula formed the organization.
Okay, I like that. Jeez, that's a movie that should have been made.
Can y'all see what I see?
Yes, I'm looking at it right now. I don't remember this show. Okay, so the mummies are like heroes. I mean, the mummies, blah. The monsters are like heroes.
No, they're bad guys, except for one, or rather two.
So you got your heroes and you got your villains.
Man, the 90s was all about that power armor bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Every damn show had a power armor.
Well, gee, I wonder why.
And flying bikes.
It's all about.
When did Gambit come into the freaking picture?
Hey, don't mock
now
it.
suddenly...
This show is awesome.
How many seasons did this have?
It's only one, sadly. One or two.
Well, it would be kind of, believe it or not, actually similar to that. But what would be... So, basically, in my universe, what would happen is that Helsing had created this secret organization, and this secret organization has done this little shadow battle with Dracula and his forces. That's basically what it was. Look, let's not diss the power armor.
I'm only poking fun, damn it.
I do have a poem that I do like to recite, which
Go ahead,
I did
please.
not write it down, but I did find it online.
It's a Final Fantasy poetry moment.
There is a smile of love, and there is a smile of deceit, and there is a smile of smiles, in which these two smiles meet. And there is a frown of hate, and there is a frown of disdain, and there is a frown of frowns, which you strive to forget in vain. For it sticks in the heart's deep core, and it sticks in the deep backbone, and no smile that ever was smiled, but only one smile alone, that betwixt the cradle and grave, it only once smiled can be, and when it once is smiled, there is an end to all misery.
Woo!
And we end.
Are worthy.
And we end on that Foreboding. What's the word I'm looking for? Not be,
Foreboding.
Foreboding. Thank you. Foreboding poem final. So, very well read.
Thank you.
Great way for us to end it on that note.
I know you, Raziel. You are worthy. That being said, I'd like to thank everybody for being here. Those 8 of you, 7 of you, and those 9 as the motherfuckers that kept popping in and out. Check down to my Patreon subscribe star if you guys would like to check out some cool artwork that I did put in some recent sketches. I'm aiming to put in some more, and I will definitely be putting up some color art pretty soon. Unfortunately, when I get around to it, this heat is killing me. Work is killing me.
It's hot.
Rest assured, everybody. Rest assured, everybody. I will be getting back on doing art. Don't worry. And once again, I have been writing bouncers recently, and so far I'm gonna hopefully tonight I'll finish up chapter 2. My comrades will be reading it over and see what they like about it. So far, things have been good, but that's the first draft. There'll be more drafts. So I'm living the dream, guys, or at least trying to.
Well, good for
there
you.
you go.
Keep it up.
And I know all you guys, especially Eloise, are seeking out your goals and seeking out things to do for yourselves. Productivity is an absolute must. Don't let the crisis of our country right now get you down. You stay vigilant, ever vigilant, and you try your best to get to where you need to go in life. Whether it's working at a day job till you die, or you work your dream career until the day you die.
Well, there you go.
Or you find contentment. You find contentment till the day you die. Either way, do something with yourself till the day you die. Whether it's you seek Jesus or you seek absolution, well, that's a questionable one. That's a very fickle one. More on that later. But anyways, tune in for this Thursday for we'll have another chill stream going on. So that being said, still wait for us to get to Trigun. Trigun is 2 weeks away, guys. 2 weeks away until we do the Trigun stream. The one that I know you guys are long waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you all, those who view our talk of Soul Bianca. My goodness, Soul Bianca. When usually when I leave these streams, I tend to just leave them be. But every once in a while, I peruse through my library, and I look, and I get I'm surprised when I see the numbers go up on certain one of the streams. I'm sitting here like damn, damn. Oh wow, I just lost one subscriber again. That was weird. Oh well, they're lost.
No, you probably gained some more.
Of course, one.
Maybe it was the singing.
I guess.
I'm making a joke. I'm making light of this. I'm making light.
Look, man, I know my singing's terrible. I know this. I try to improve.
Welcome to my world.
Shut up. I try. I try to improve. I try.
Yeah, but where's
I'm
the
working on it.
key?
I dropped this somewhere. I'm still looking for it. What song is that?
Until the day I die, I'll give it all for you. You don't remember that song? For you, boom, until the day I die.
Oh. Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah. Definitely. We're talking about the original, not the new one coming up. Oh baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shama, 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 yay. One of these days, I'm gonna sing "Bring the Ruckus." To all you
Uh
motherfuckers that keep
oh.
coming in here and popping in and out. Bring the motherfucking ruckus. Bring the motherfucking ruckus. Y'all know what that? Y'all know, man. I don't fuck around when it comes to Wu Tang. Cash run everything around me. Green dollar bill, y'all. Y'all know what's up. One of these days we're gonna have a rap battle.
Epic rap battle.
That
I
or
can't rap, so I'll be totally out of it. I have no rap
girl, all you
skills
gotta get,
whatsoever.
all you
I
gotta do
have
is listen to some Missy Elliott.
I no rap skills. I've
It's
tried.
my window. I can't stand the rain. Ah, fuck.
I am the lamest rapper. I'm sorry, I did not get the skills of the streets.
Yeah.
So you don't want to hear me rap.
I don't think I listened to all the Story of the Year songs. I can't remember that song, how that song goes. But anyways, either that or you sing some Tweet. Oh, there goes my skirt. Oh shit. That was Nah, the last thing we need is Leia to pollute her image singing a nasty ass song like that.
No, I won't.
I like it, but it's still nasty. That bitch touching
That's
herself too
okay.
damn much.
Oh my lord.
No wonder she didn't get no more records after that because she kept talking about touching herself.
Jeez
That,
Louise.
that was the only song she sung. Every time she popped in, that was the song she ever sung on stage. That was her one hit wonder. When was the last time you heard from Tweet?
It's true.
Oh, you're right about that. A lot of that seems to be happening these days. They get their 15 minutes and they're gone.
I like Back Talk though. Back Talk was not bad. That was a sweet song, but damn, look how they did my girl Tweet. She had that fox face.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, don't bullshit me. That bitch had a fox face.
Yeah.
Ain't no woman walking around with a long face like that, still looking pretty.
Mm-hmm.
All she needs is a tail. That's all she needed, and some ears.
And with that, we go.
How the hell you not know Tweet, motherfucker? You black.
I don't know her records either.
I ain't say records. I'm talking about him knowing her, knowing who Tweet is.
He said it was Tweet. See there?
Wait a minute. Before I even shut this shit down, he needs to know who Tweet is. Let me
Oh,
refresh his motherfucking memory.
You
Oh,
go.
God.
There we go. Okay.
Let me find a more flattering picture of her first. They got
Oh,
this bitch.
here we go.
She looking like every other broad. Looking like every other damn broad of today. Let me find a more. I found a professional picture of her. I think he's joking, but damn it, gonna have to remove your black card one of these days. Tell me you black, you don't know the fuck, unless you live in a rural town or some shit like that and just listen to country music all damn day. Ain't no reason why you should not know who Tweet is. Give me a sec. Where that bitch at? This is what I hate when I save stuff into my folder. I got to peruse through all my shit. Y'all say something while we on dead air.
Oh, what else is there to
Y'all voice will be y'all voice what y'all want to do next on the stream.
Yeah, I was about to ask. So Thursday is a free for all. So what is the free for all topic? Will we just are we do have anything particular, or we could just
you pick
open up? Well, let's see. I'm trying to think of some of the topics that I had suggested to you in Iwi. I talked about, I would say science fiction, but that's such a vast category. We may have to save that. Yeah, that's such a vast category. We may have to save that for later on in the year. Because the idea I was thinking.
That's sweet, motherfucker. That's the bitch that dropped her pants down and all over her legs. Oh my.
No, jeez, Louise.
She turning red. Who could that be?
I'm still thinking about a topic for Thursday. I
Bitch
may
made me
have
blush
to.
every time she said that.
Well, let me ask you this. What about a topic about, new stuff? People always say that they try to get, okay.
Can you talk? I'm just showcasing what
Writers,
they're looking at
people,
when they
or
see my art in the
normies, or
Patreon.
writers who don't get comic books or fantasy stories always try to rewrite stories, and they call the word grounded or bring it into the real world. Does
You know
that
what?
really work or
I think
ruin the
next
story?
year, you know what I think we need to do next year? We need to bring meaning to what the fuck they're talking about. Like true meaning to the words grounded, groundbreaking,
Yes,
and all that shit.
yes, because I keep hearing
They're
people.
using these words and they're misrepresenting these words. And this is why I say we're not really fighting real people. We're fighting illiterates.
Yeah, and we're fighting illiterates.
People saying language is fucking racist. Bitch, you talking means you racist then.
They don't know what that word. You're right. You're talking this racist means, but it just
Okay,
makes my
racist.
head explode.
What? You talking? You say talking is racist. So if you're talking, you're racist.
But it just makes my head explode, and I'm getting tired of hearing these producers or writers say, like the writer of Cassian Andor that's coming to Disney Plus said, "I've always hated Star Wars, so I made this show because I wanted it grounded in the real world."
It looks
What
like
does
it
that
too.
mean?
Anyways, let's thank everybody, my comrades, the lovely Leia Valor once again, Leia plus size.
Good evening, everyone. This is Leia Plus Size, your lovely lady of valor, saying thank you so much for joining us for the streams about goals. We hope you took something from here that helps you with whatever goal that you want in your life, whether you need to stop, whether it be artistic or a life goal, or even for your health. We hope you take something away that will improve it for you, because that's what we're here for. So I want to say good night to you and hope to see you stop again. You just had to wait till I thought.
You almost reached the goal there. You almost reached the goal at the end.
I had to stop. Yeah, I have a weakness. I'm human. Everybody has a weakness. Hot bodies are a
Yes,
weakness.
and they say Wolfsbane is my weakness. Yeah, right. I only sneeze off that shit. You guys gotta try hard to kill the werewolf like mine. Just saying. Just saying. Anyways, the Warrior of Light, Final Fantasy Fan 12.
Well, that about does it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If this stream inspired you so much, be sure to give this video a like, make sure to comment, and subscribe to Wolf 10 Mia if you haven't already. Make sure to go subscribe to his Patreon or, what's the other one?
Subscribe Star.
Subscribe Star, which are in the link in the description below this video. And stay tuned for next week as the Metal Gear recap will be on August 24th to celebrate Hideo Kojima's 59th birthday. I made this for his birthday, just to say happy birthday to him. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Final Fantasy Fan 12 signing off. And remember, may the light forever shine upon us. And also, just for the stream, as said by the sniper, be polite. Or no, professionals have standards. Be polite. Be efficient. Have a plan to kill everyone you meet. Minus the killing.
Schooner the Tuna, Schooner Tuna.
Hey, coming at you live from a secret government facility buried deep underground but has excellent Wi-Fi. This is Schooner Tuna, and as Final Fantasy said, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you liked our show so much and have a topic for the stream, drop it down in the chats below. Always remember to believe in your dreams, to chase them down, and remember that, it's not going to happen overnight, but don't ever give up. That's the best advice I can give you. Until next time, this is Schooner Tuna signing off. Bloop, 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 bloop.
So welcome at Wolf 10. Remind you guys to just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Just do it.
I had a feeling something like that would come up.
Yes.
So you know who you're partying with. Damn, my hand steamed up when I hit that shit.
Oh, Neo. Oh, Neo. Neo stressed it.
Dude,
Studio,
with the
you got
Wi-Fi
better
that you're
Wi-Fi
dealing with,
underwater.
that ain't really much of a bar to set, dude. I don't think you want to bring,
This
man.
is government. This is government money.
Man, Neil, don't put your business out there like that, man. Once again, remind you guys, the Wolf Commander is telling you guys, you are the UN Spacey. Welcome to Wolf Fleet. Help this Wolf Fleet. Ow! Wow! I cannot talk. I am cross-eyed. Let me start over. This is your Wolf Commander Wolf 10. Once again, remind you guys, you are the UN Spacey. Welcome to Wolf Fleet. Please reach the goal of this Wolf Fleet to grow. If you guys want to join us in MeWe, definitely join the UN Spacey Wolf Fleet in the MeWe chat. You can also talk to me in the Discord at the Riders Room. I believe it's called Riders Room Discord, where I hang with everybody and also join up with Ishii every once in a while. Jay Sharafini, that is. Be on the lookout for what we're going to be doing in season 4. Season 4 of Wolf Commander Randall's coming next year. I toast plan to take this way further than I already have. I have some ideas here and there. We'll see what we can do. And oh hell.
Jesus. Amen, Jesus. Amen.